Okay, well, let's see. This is definitely a test work in progress. It says it's waiting for me to be live. So let's see. I know there's a lag involved here. I love the lack of professionalism. Waiting for Progressive Patriot. Why is it just waiting? For the love of God. Okay, I'm unmuting you. Say Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Nope, you're going away. All right, I love it. I don't know if any of you just saw that. That was the most unprofessional introduction ever done in the history of podcasting, but I'm the guy that's going to fully own up to it. First off, wow. Welcome. You guys know what this is all about. So just know right off rip, this is quite literally how. Oh, I'm not used to Stream Lab, guys. So I'm now actually seeing the chat. Quite frankly, for the first time ever that I've gone live, you guys are probably very familiar with the whole fact that I just go on my rant and try not to get distracted. But, well, here we are. I did the best I could in terms of getting some sort of a notification process. I figured out after around 5,000 subs that I could actually use the community posting, which apparently you could do that after you get 500. And, of course, thank you for those of you that were joining me earlier on my little break at the mystery job that no one will ever figure out. And yeah, you were there for that. So I've done a lot of building up to this night. All right. I just want to mention the individual that I am going to procure, and use as many $2 words as possible to make me look smarter than I really am. And I'm also going to stop looking at my face because I think I do get nervous. Okay. Now I feel much better just looking at boring ass emails. By the way, speaking of, guys, you have sent me so much stuff, and that is not a bad thing. This means that I am raring to go with information. There is no such thing as oversaturation. This is the mission I've always hoped for, to see people unified with a concentrated and focused goal, pooling together, regardless of whatever differences we have, and doing something special, getting something done, putting the heat on somebody that needs some heat put on them. Regarding that element, that's something that I'm going to just do strategically. Okay. And also last night, yeah, I was at the very channel, got some screen grabs, but I digress. Tonight is a very different night. This is one of the few nights that are on this channel, which we all know the goal. It's to shine a light in the darkness. All right. It's to expose those that probably need exposing. You know the mission. I've been very clear about it. Unity, unifiers, and being together and putting all of our resources in one place so we can actually speak truth to power and make some of these motherfuckers sweat. But briefly, tonight is a different night. In about 1 hour, it'll officially be my birthday, and I will be 24 years old. No, I kid. 38. In case you were wondering, I've noticed people asking. I was born in 1984. I'll be 38 years old. And the break today is me introducing you all, very special, lovely people that keep my heart pumping, keep the blood a-flowing, to the individual that literally offered me to come and speak in his studio, in his professional studio. Man's had about, 3 shows, been in some pretty wild skits, millions of views. I don't want to build him too much. He hates compliments. So that means when he's on the screen, just show as many compliments as possible. And perhaps he might just, what's the opposite of rage quitting? He might just blush quit. We're going to make that a thing. Hashtag blush quit. So without further ado, listen. I'm going to show you now what this Ryan Gosling looking motherfucker looks like, peeps. Here we go. It'd be helpful. Okay, here we go. And it's happening. I promise. I swear. Unmuted. Not solo. Hey, it's just you now. There's the guy.
Oh
There's
boy.
my buddy.
Oh boy. You said born in 1984. More like born in 1980 bore. We get it.
God.
It's your birthday. What else you want, man? You're old now. Nobody cares that you're 38. It's done, dude. Ship sailed, bro. The birthday boat sunk. Sorry, I didn't mean to come on so feisty like that.
Well, no. And it's important that people get to know the very different kind of show and vibe that I came from like an oozing childbirth that I had to do a show with this individual for about 3 spanking years, and it molded me into what I am today. And that journey, well, let's see. Let's take a trip back to the past real quick, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you met me?
The first time I met you, I believe it was at a party. Do I remember anything at like details? No, not at all. I remember. How about this? Yes, I remember the first time I saw you.
Oh wait, I was the guy that was doing that that page on Facebook where it was all raunchy humor, and yes, I that was a thing that I did for a long time. So I'm sure people might go looking in our show that we maintained for 3 years, and yeah, we talked about very controversial things. There's definitely things that I know can absolutely be used against me with sound bites. We even had a fan that did that.
Do you remember when we fell in love on POU? Do you remember this day when like it was something along the lines of like everyone had to respond back like fuck you, but I responded back you fuck, and you were like like you're that was the first day I think we kind of locked internet eyes.
You were the one that just had to. Yeah, that was when I said, if you want to be a part of this group, you have to say it, like acknowledge it. And you were the one that just did it differently. And that's how I knew we had something special, Josh.
Indeed.
So fast forward, there's a party and I'm the guy that runs the page. And you're the guy that looks like Ryan Gosling. And that's the first I said, has anybody ever told you look like Ryan Gosling? And then you and your girlfriend look at each other and laugh at me. And I'm like, this smug fuck.
Yeah. I was embarrassed by that happening all the time. So don't take that as me being smug in the moment. But at one point, it was a little overwhelming. No humble brag. There was like a moment in time when people were like, are you like, why would I be him? No, like, lady, I'm fucking pumping your gas right now. Like, why would I be Ryan Gosling? Like in the strangest of place. Like, are you like, no, I just had to use the woman's restroom real quick because the men's was occupied. I'm sorry to use, you know what I mean? Like all sorts of crazy things.
I have a feeling that the new audience, my new family, so to speak. Okay.
By the way,
yes, go ahead.
I haven't really had to officially congratulate you for completely abandoning your firstborn and moving on to something way more hot.
Well,
I don't blame you. This is what happens. This is the American way. So
it wasn't like I warned you guys that I might be onto something of interest that I felt was generating a bit of traction. And then when I tried to explain it on the show, I think your response was verbatim, I don't quite understand why I should give a shit.
I still don't. I'm still right at that point. And that's why it would have never worked on our show. And that's why, that's why I'm saying like more power to you to be like, no, I'm going with this. I'm figuring this out,
Let me do some Dusty, what's up? OG Bert is here. Cindy, my darling girl, Sarah. Hello, everybody. This is my mentor right here, okay? Brother from another mother.
Shit like that, please.
Taught me everything that I know. And even though it has brought us to where we are now, you know what? Going out swinging, Josh, what was our goal when we started Stuck in the Middle? I know you had a show that was it was coming to its end because you guys kept coming into this wall called politics. When politics were brought up on that show, there was just too much heat.
It was politics and it was fallout from having to not talk about politics. You know what I mean? So like sometimes that anger came out on things that shouldn't have angered anybody, but it was fallout from what you just said. Yeah, for sure.
And for whatever reason, it was just too contentious. And I know your old crew just couldn't handle the heat and what was it about me that you felt I was approachable for this thing, even though I think I made it pretty obvious I was interested. I wanted to get on there.
Yeah, I mean, I think by that point you came on an episode of Mornings at Night. You came on when Wendy the retard called in from the Howard Stern show. Yeah, like that was like one of our first like we peaked.
I want to offer clarification. The name Wendy the who she is literally known as that on the Howard Stern show, and she was a caller
Yeah.
of that from that show to the show Josh did back at that time. So that was a moniker given to her by Howard Stern. And apparently she was calling Josh's show, and I just so happened to be there. And by the way, everybody, Jesus, thank you for the birthday wishes. It is officially at midnight, so it's still kind of preliminary, but I got big plans.
What are you gonna do?
Well, okay. For one, aside from spending some time with a special someone who shares my birthday,
who's this?
This is a lovely young lady that I've been respectfully keeping out of my mouth because a gentleman doesn't kiss or tell or something along that. At least
you have turned a new cheek, sir.
Yeah, I know that I was very different on Stuck in the Middle. And listen, guys, if ever you get curious, and yes, very much. If you're so curious, like I very much am about transparency. That has not changed from then to now on this channel.
You're talking about when two transparents come together.
See, this is what I dealt with every day. Yeah. Watch this, guys. Watch this.
Failed.
Prior to, see, immediately. You see that? It's like when you hit a kneecap and you have to just kick the doctor. This is like this guy does his puns. Pun master flex. Okay.
Maybe that's why people tuned out. They're like, this guy's he's obviously slow. Like he just talks in like Richard Pryor, haha. Like people were just I want to see the show, but without the mentally challenged gentleman. That would be great.
I'm just looking at people to chat. There's not much confusion, but I'm sure people are like, what the hell? Who the hell? But okay, so trying to stick with the rhythm here. All right. Was there anything specific about, moi that you're like, that's the guy I'm considering to have on the show? Let's let him on.
I mean,
was I the first to be like, dude, me, put me on.
Can I do it? I mean, well, you were already doing it. We found out very early on and Stuck in the Middle that you had been doing this channel for quite some time. And I don't know if you've made any of those videos private yet, but
no, I won't ever.
If you go back to the beginning of the Progressive Patriot, like he's always been a ranter. So this suits him quite well.
You know how old this channel is? 2006. So yes, you will see. I have introduced myself as somebody that's evolved.
Would that make you like 44 or something?
52.
52. Okay.
And a half and 3/4. I started as a blue no matter who Democrat, and I'm not. This is not going to be a political show, and you will see that if you go far back, if you care to. Please don't waste your time. But if you go look in my old videos, you'll see me literally filming with my phone Trump rallies and saying, this is what hate looks like, which is an amazing 180. And I do attribute it to joining Josh in Stuck in the Middle, because through the mission of Stuck in the Middle, it was calling bullshit on each side. It was looking for integrity, consistency and I finally learned to break the shackles of the mainstream media, and I do have to give you the credit, Josh.
Well, hang on, but that's one of the reasons why. Like again, when Mornings at Night was kind of tuckering out with all that stuff, like we had already kind of kicked around that idea. I kind of like already brought it up to you, and you already at this point were kind of how you are now with the idea of like, Stuck didn't bring the revelation to you that there are some shady people on the left. Like you were already there because you were, on Bernie's side.
Oh yes.
You saw him get fucked over.
Yes, I got to see. All right. So I started out being a true, let me explain the oxymoron, because to this day, I still see comments about it real quick. I don't want to make this all about me. Trust me. I have questions for Josh, but the Progressive and Patriot, I see people saying that those two just cannot be together. That makes me want to be that oxymoron even more. That is a representation.
You have one person right here who is a progressive patriot.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a guy
never said that. Sorry.
I still like ideas about Bernie Sanders, and I learned to respect and not vote for, but root for Trump. And I'm voting DeSantis in Florida, and and I had to register as a independent, and now I can't vote in the primaries. But political talk scares me. But what Stuck in the Middle helped me do was see through the bullshit on each side.
Yeah, it allowed us to explore the bullshit on each side, and it was also a weird moment in time because it was kind of at the end, but during Trump's presidency. So there was a lot. there was a lot of negativity towards him that if you weren't caught up in a tribal mindset, you would be like, wait a minute, something just a lot. There are many things to not like Trump over, and a lot of the things which were put forth in the media, were kind of bullshit. They were exaggerated, they were hyperbolic, and that's when people started to become aware of like how the media uses, how circular reporting starts to happen, and people like Tim Pool, got to give him credit. Can I say Brian Lupo?
CanCon, of course.
Yeah, CanCon, yeah. All of just started to give a new light on. It. Do you think it ever mattered? Like when did it start to matter? Where oh shit, all the media, like all this is left leaning. It really didn't seem like it mattered up until recently. Maybe 2016-ish, where people started to realize that, oh shit, having a left-leaning media, left-leaning bias, a majority maybe could sway certain things and push certain, messages and stuff like that.
I'll be the first to admit that I had to break out of my shell, and being on the progressive side of things, getting to witness, the blackout in the primaries. The DNC literally flipped us the bird. They accused us of throwing chairs at them. I was going to the rallies. I was going door to door. I was giving my money, and then I found out it went to Act Blue, and I'm still pissed about that. Salty as fuck. I see there's salt in the chat. Thanks for the emojis. But yes, and then just somehow, so I was already pissed off with the DNC, and then I see this man Trump, who I was indoctrinated to hate, and then slowly I kind of broke out of that indoctrination, that programming, because I hope with everybody else, if you see the media, something is strong and powerful that's shoving shit down your throat day in and day out, telling you to do something, start to question why. Are they telling you to do that something? So I started to force myself to look at Trump through a different pair of eyes without the background noise of the media telling me how to think. And that's what was accomplished on the show.
And that's one of the things, like, I never really was so politics centered or thinking all the time until that. I don't know when I became interested in a lot of the lies the media had out there, about Trump, and when they didn't really even have to lie about something, they just could tell the truth on some certain things. And I don't know what made me become more hyper focused on it. So like I said, it could have been just mornings at night not talking about politics. I overcompensated and started to hyper focus on politics, but it never really. I used to watch The Daily Show, back in high school. Yeah, it's maybe about as, I definitely was never at your level of politics. So even when we discuss politics, I feel very novice talking about it. I don't feel like I have any pertinent things to talk about, more so than making fun of something, or I don't know.
Well, you were truly, like, people wanted to deny it, even though it stared them straight in the face. We all took that test showing you how you fell in the spectrum of things, and you're the only one, despite everybody on the left side. We had groups for our show, and they would just tell Josh he's a white supremacist conservative, which was wild to me. And he'd take a legitimate test, and it placed him as the most centrist center person ever.
Not that legitimate. It's, like the political compass test has its flaws, but it was hilarious that I was literally smack dab in the center, but leaning more liberal, like down, like I wasn't left or right, and I forgot what up was, but I was in the middle and down, like -2, and I was leaning more.
What's amazing is, despite you telling people,
but nobody wants to hear about that.
Huh? Sorry? No.
I said nobody wants to hear about that. Like, obviously, it's what we were.
Despite you telling people your truth, and the tests and every visual and audio we had to show who you really were, despite you being there, the tribalism kicked in too much, and they would not accept, whatever truth you are for you. They saw what they wanted to be true.
It was too much of a polarizing conversation, and I'm too dumb to fully kind of explain my thoughts, without maybe using sometimes talking points, unless I'm like heavily invested. You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of people do that who, they start to argue something, and I'm just like, oh my god, do I look like that? Like, am I just holding a belief just to have it? Like I don't know. There's a lot of weird things that started to happen doing Stuck in the Middle.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look at the time that we just so happened to start. We started with like one of the most different, out of the system or status quo presidents in the history of our country. Trump was definitely and still is a one of a kind president. And then so we're there while the media is constantly making content for a show like us to cover. And yes, every time they try to, I don't know, do I want to use these terms? Every time they try to stick them on something or do a witch hunt and we find out there's never really much there. I don't want to sound like I'm blindly defending Trump, but when it came to the media, we were able to always find that there was nothing substantial. Sure, maybe there's definitely things in his past that you can bring up, but we just became very accustomed to calling out the media.
You're like identifying their angle to it. Like, oh, this is why they're going after him. Like, this, and again, nothing that we weren't breaking news on, the media's angle, but just it really fucking bugged the shit out of us,
Thank you, mods, by the way, whatever that was. I don't know if that's a big appreciator of Josh or I'm not even going to bother with names that I think are just spam. It's stupid to pay attention to it. I'll bring it to your attention at a later point.
Yeah.
So here's what I wanted to
that's
ask.
why I came to you, was because you were already on that path. You're already on the path of kind of seeing that, hey, all this stuff isn't tribal. And me being somebody who was never really into politics, I kind of already felt that way, but like subconsciously. That's why I wasn't into politics, and like seeing what happened with Trump in the media kind of made me become more aware of that. So I think it was a perfect storm of why we came together.
Actually, quite right. I mean, I was indoctrinated to hate the man, and then because I was on the show that we were doing, I was forced to do the research, find the receipts, which is something that's kind of carried over. Remember this much about the show. Remember, I always kind of had a niche or a want to do the expose thing, and you'd always ask me, Eli, why do you want to do this? What is it that the show is going to benefit from? And I'm very proud to always say we did get to put two people on blast, one of which faked being a lawyer, sent me a cease and desist, and almost completely fooled me. And the other got put away by the FBI for being a Play-Doh guy. And that was something I always tried to bring to the table, and it's something that didn't always quite mesh well. So now that I,
because it a lot of the times it was just more so out of caution than anything, because it was like and it just kind of felt out of place as to what we were trying to do. It kind of felt like, like it was actually a perfect segment, a perfect bit. You come in Stuck, and then, you have the Eli expose thing. And we did a bunch of those, but it got like, I forgot what happened, like the last one. And it got,
you mean the last,
I forgot why you decided to cut it off.
Okay, well, all right. There's the neo-Nazi chick who was a hacker who ended up finding my job and calling them. And then there's the guy who, this was my first taste of going viral. I shared his picture, his charges, and I at least 700 plus shares went locally in my area in Florida. And it was all women messaging me, telling me, thank you for putting this information out there. He hangs out outside of our hospital. We actually have his picture on the wall to watch out for him. And so I kept on going with it. There is something, I don't know what it was or what it is, but when I felt something good about doing that, and then it got scary. Then he started, not lawyering up, but he's been in and out of the system, and he started contacting my family, leaving threatening messages and sounding very official. And it just made me want to fight more. And I guess to some extent, Josh, that's kind of what I've brought over to Progressive Patriot here. Like I'm fighting, but I'm trying to learn to be a smarter fighter, because I could very easily do something I'm trying not to accuse. When it comes to implying, I'm just asking questions. People do not have to answer them. Like one individual that I'm kind of
eyeing right now.
Yeah, like I was in his chat last night, and not for this episode, but for the next live, I got some receipts of me being deleted, trying to ask very, very cordial, civil questions, and he just pretended I wasn't there. And that goes for a lot of some of you in this chat were probably there right at that night, and he was just deleting everybody.
What
and
would be a cordial question?
Okay, I said, I'm gonna not embellish, but I'm going to like put all the questions into one to make it make a little bit more sense. Hey, you're pretty good at this true crime thing, so I just wanted to ask if you could help me find any information about Savannah Sandoval. I think I said that right. Savannah Sandoval, missing 2018, literally in this guy's like. Say again.
Sandoval, maybe.
Sandoval. This is a missing child, so the humor thing. Let's
no, that was
tiptoe
humor there. Like Sandoval sounds more.
Sandoval. I've been struggling with the name, but I'm trying to bring attention to it because it's one of the strangest things when there's a missing child. There is one mainstream media piece about her, and then when you go on Google, she doesn't exist. You go on DuckDuckGo, she exists. And I'm getting information from the lovely people that are helping me do this mission, this whatever this journey is, and sending me information. I got some information that says she was found alive and she has an active TikTok. Another one said that there's an IG, but it's completely private. As far as I'm concerned, this girl doesn't exist at all.
And you're like crazy. A ghost hunter kind of thing.
There, bear with me while I check.
Yeah. Bear. So yeah, dude, props to Eli for fucking kicking ass, huh? Like just really grabbing the bull by the horns and doing something with this channel, making it happen in just a few days. I remember I woke up and I was like, I went to bed. I used to count my days in Eli subscribers. So I went to bed around 382, but I woke up around 1,000 and I was like, wait, what the and my days just started to fly by. Next thing you know, it's 2,000K. And I'm like, what am I doing with myself? I'm all strung out,
I'm okay. Before I comment on that, because I do have some things, especially some of the things I was thinking at that time, what it was like to be on your end of the spectrum. I wanted to bring this up. Don't bite it out. Damn it.
Dog me and Brock for totally saying, Stuck 108. Go to youtube.com/stuck in middle. Watch Stuck at Night episode 108.
Hold on. I need this. I'm so sorry. Okay. So last night on our boys channel, we all know this channel. I'm sorry that I interrupted, Josh. It's the one that's American something with the chasing, and his name rhymes with Odge. Okay. The one that deletes comments, especially if you pay a super chat. We have another super chat. I'm going to take your money. And then I'm going to point over there for some reason. This is a thing. You don't get it.
Does he sound like that when he talks?
He sounds like Squidward, and he has like a pug face, and he looks like he has teeth on the bottom row that are literally sentient beings trying to escape. And it looks like they look at the nostrils as like the doorway, and they just need to run out, but they're stuck. They're stuck in the gum line. This guy last night, he had a woman.
Our show instead of Stuck in the Middle, Stuck in the Gum Line, and just done all about this creep.
Hold on, I'm struggling not to have a Biden moment, brother. All right, last night is fresh news, but breaking. Fetters did share this, and I'm glad he has the footage too. So shout out to Fetters for keeping his eyes on him. This dude had a woman on his panel. I was there when it started on the chat. Then it went to a phone call. Then it went to the panel. This woman has terminal cancer, and she is pregnant. And she was talking about how she would go into a fucking coma and wake up and have the brain of a 12-year-old and have to relearn things a la 50 First Dates. And I don't know how it went from that conversation to our host, Mr. Dodge. I can say that. I don't know why I'm nervous about it. Mr. Dodge just says they start talking about how she has an OnlyFans, and he gets very, very excited. And then it turns into him like hitting on her. They're both married, by the way. He's like this is a guy that's a true crime channel, and he's trying to help find missing persons and kids. But he
does Dodge also? Is that the guy who makes Rams and shit?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the car guy.
Yeah, totally. It's the car
Oh,
guy. It's the guy that
wow.
makes the vehicles, the Dodge Rams. This
Damn,
is why we couldn't stick together, Josh. No, I'm kidding.
dude.
This is the guy that will find a way to insert a joke. But it's just like the man's character. Now, nobody's guilty for acting strange, even though this guy has joked about Play-Doh and necrophilia. And it just so happens, I am not accusing, I am just stating facts at this point. There are a number of missing kids in his neighborhood. And so, what I find fascinating, that I'd love for him to give me an opportunity to speak to him civilly, is that for somebody that has a true crime channel since 2013, never covered any of the kids locally. And the one time he gets an exclusive interview. You remember the Kylie Rodney case that I tried to introduce to the show, and I told you some things about it. The man has been doing this for years. He's never checked into another state with any webs like Facebook. He's never so this for the first time ever since 2013 to present day, he checks into where the crime was, gets an exclusive interview with an individual, Sammy, who only spoke to the media and him, and that's it. And he's checked into Truckee, which is wild. And I know you're lost. You're lost because this is something I
want to be like, yeah, fuck this guy, dude. I'm with you, dude. Whatever you say, dude, I'm right there behind you, bro.
Truckee is where this party that nobody has evidence of took place, where Kylie Rodney went missing, and I understand they finally ruled out the boyfriend. And if my sources are correct, guys, feel free to correct me. I hear that they have at least finally confirmed what we all kind of knew, that she was murdered, not suspicion of foul play. And even the family is torn. Like, the mother didn't want anybody talking about it. She got mad at people that said that it was a murder. She wanted people to just accept it was an accident. So speculation's flying everywhere, man. It's just wild. And I'm sorry that I'm pulling you in.
When you first brought up the Kylie Rodney thing, in regards to the Mr. Right Church or up or left
Ryan Upchurch, who as far as I'm concerned, I owe almost everything to, because without those shares, I wouldn't have the reach I do.
But at first, and I'm just being honest here, there was a thing going on that, like, oh, this person was never even real in the first place. And
yes,
that's where I was like, I don't understand what there was to gain. But it eventually sorted itself out to where, let's not go down that road. That's, you know what I mean? Like, at
that time, like, I truly wish there would have been different information available. But this is like the first time I've ever, you know what? I kind of wrote this down because I was kind of prepared for this. All right. And since, by the way, for the record, Ryan Upchurch has taken back the "she doesn't exist" thing. He has evolved. And yeah, the video that we played there probably wasn't the best way to introduce you either. That was him putting like the letters together to form something else. It was a very strange time, but here's what I wrote down. Okay. First off, this is to the Creek Squad. Okay. Here's what I identified about Creek Squad. And forgive me if I don't find the right words as I wrote them, but what I saw in Creek Squad was a unified group, which is what Josh and I were always seeking when stuck in the middle. But with the political wall, people didn't want to hear opposite opinions. So I did see Creek Squad as people that were very invested in something, and that caught my attention. And shout out to CBC Anon, Mr. Will Bird. If it weren't for him, I would not know who Ryan Upchurch was, and I became a fan since. So shout out to him where it's due. One of my favorite shows on YouTube. And at first, all of Creek Squad, the whole group, they wanted justice, and then proposing out-of-the-box questions. So it's the first time I've seen a case, because at this point, Josh, because it's stuck in the middle, I've given up on the mainstream media entirely. I don't believe in the status quo official reports. Like, to me, it's like the cops writing a report on themselves if they're investigating themselves. I'm not always going to buy it. So, yes, theories did get pretty fucking wild. And I absolutely, that doesn't mean like I co-sign on every single thing that was ever thought, but he had me look at things with a whole new pair of eyes. And where they are now, I think
it was your same eyes, man. I think it's your same eyes, and that's why you were attracted to it to begin with. Like, there was something about whatever he was saying that you felt strongly enough to be like, well, yeah, I can overlook that part, but go with, everything else. So, hey, you gotta, that's why I was telling, whoever I was telling that you just gotta, respect it. You gotta respect the hustle. You gotta respect the go get 'em kind of attitude, like going after something that everybody kind of wanted to be a part of the conversation, chatter, talk about a little more, find a place, and here we go. Now you're making a place for that to happen. So
that is what I identified, and I don't. I'm a little mixed about this comment, but yes, okay. Hey, Chuck C. Occams, thank you for having me on your panel. The man wrote in all caps, "Thanks for noticing me and saying hey when I even bring you on my panel." So okay, that's one way to go about it. Thank you for having me on your panel. That goes for everybody. I love that we are a community that can come together and just do what we do best, and that is what I did identify. And dare I say, it was one of the contributing factors of feeling that I needed to embark on my solo journey. Even though towards the end, Josh, you saw I kept on going live more and more and more.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's fine. Dude, we both felt the same. To be honest with you, to be 100% honest with you, it's been good for me because I took a break from having to worry about it, and I could be like, okay, I need to now figure out what's next for that kind of thing. So it's giving me time to kind of figure that out. We're on here, promoting Stuck, but I do think eventually I'll have a different channel that I'll do a similar style show, maybe not all politics driven. Hopefully have you on. Maybe we revisit Stuck in the Middle when we want to do like some kind of political channel debate kind of thing. So,
well, the thing that's
boring to a lot of people. So sorry.
Now we're doing pretty good, brother. I do want to my concern about Stuck in the Middle, and that's why I was, I put it in the description and everything. It's got 2 strikes, and I don't think strikes ever go away. The shadow ban really hurt us, and there's multiple shows by that same name. And when I tell, say, a customer about the show, I have to grab their phone and go searching and searching. And what's up, Slim Reaper? June.
I don't worry about that as much.
But
I don't worry about that as much. I don't mind because I can tell people to search a little bit more a specific way. I know it's nice to just say, but nothing's better than youtube.com/stuckinmiddle. That's pretty, right there. But if you have the YouTube app, it is a little different, trying to find it. But if you search like Stuck at Night, S@N episode number, you'll find it right away. But the idea that politics, man, just like being 2 guys who are passionate about politics in the sense that we like talking about it, but not really plugged into the day-to-day enough to really have a show that's kind of surrounded on politics. And it was hard to kind of transition out of that. So just like anybody who has a YouTube channel, I feel bad kind of abandoning Stuck because I did that to Mornings at Night, spent all that time making logos, intros, stuff like that, intros to Stuck in the Middle. So that's one of my hangups is like, do you want to give up on something that you've put so much time into? But like you said, 2 strikes in, it's the organic reach is not there. Ever since our probably first strike with COVID, with that stupid COVID episode. But that's the big thing, dude. We're not recommended because of those 2 strikes. No matter if you go into the live section of YouTube, they are the most bullshit of bullshit live YouTube videos recommended.
And
we're lower than bullshit.
For the same reason Stuck has those 2 strikes, and it's amazing the restrictions are lifted, that this channel even has its 1 strike and hopefully the only strike, because I read a government document available to the entire public as an American citizen, and I dared to read the op-ed literally titled "The Truth About COVID." I read it out loud, and I got slapped. I appealed it. I got slapped with a medical misinformation, and my consensus from YouTube was, "You're a doctor. You can't read that."
What's crazy is you could read that now and not get in trouble.
Apparently, not that I'm gonna,
no, not that we need to, but just the idea that hasn't gone away yet, even though the rules were updated and changed. It just kind of goes to show you.
Can I ask you something like out of the blue? Do you happen to have do you have the Florida Man skit, man?
Yeah, I do. I could pull that up.
I would love to show these people some of the work that you were involved in back in the day, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Mr. Gosling.
Maybe you could give and then like after we play a video or such, maybe you could give it a shot in getting me interested in like the Sandoval case. You could kind of preface.
Oh, that's pretty easy for me. Unless
you want to go with that first. You want to do the video first.
Go. I want these people to see this video.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Guys, let me just give a fair warning, okay? It's not complete, it's not inappropriate, it's funny. It's funny humor. It's not vulgar. It's just funny, but bear in mind, like if you have the kids around, I don't think it's maybe 100% okay if you're a strict parent, but it's absolutely like PG-13 humor. And this is what my boy was doing for a hot minute. And I see all the comments, guys. Thank you. I do read every live stream after the fact. Oh, let it roll, and I'm going to make it full screen.
Do it.
Okay. Solo layout. Do it.
Going right now.
Enjoy, guys. It's a treat.
Where the fuck did my mouse go? Hang on. Technical difficulties.
Oh, we're going back to the day. Hey.
Oh, bro, you know how it goes.
So on me.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Do it. Florida man.
Give it to me! God damn it! Jesus Christ, you got a strong grip.
Oh, Eli.
What?
Dude.
What?
No, we can't.
Why?
Because the song that happens next.
Oh, the whole Superman thing that was built.
No, like it's the hero song.
Oh, that'll get me a copyright strike?
Yeah, I'm going to
play it without the music then. Yeah. Thanks for looking out. There we go. I'm a hero. Yep.
Without, I'm really holding on to each other.
There you go, brother.
Oh, man, it's even worse. God damn it. It's even worse without music.
Yeah, it's so good. You can focus. Oh, there's the good old mic, right?
Yeah. And I'm just blowing past.
Yeah.
Like you think Florida man's trying to help the robbery not go as planned, but in fact he's just whacked out on bass.
Florida man. You know, that's based on true accounts, everybody.
Dude, that's based on Florida man accounts.
That was literally a regular day in the life of Josh in Florida. So
that was a documentary, actually.
Thank you for yes, indeed. That was one of many Florida man instances.
That's on youtube.com/WTFLOL82.
Who owns that thing, dude?
That's like a friend, Brian. Brian.
Oh,
Road.
Is that the guy you called Sparky?
That's Sparky, indeed. That's Sparky. He's working on a new short film. Fever did well for him, stuff like that. The last blockbuster, the one I was part of, that he pitched it everywhere. There's a movie coming out that's just like it.
I followed that entire tale, and he really got screwed
all the fucking time. A studio will be like, "Nah, we don't want this script," and they'll just steal it. They'll just steal the idea. And there's nothing really you can do about it because they'll change. You know what I mean? Like they're not taking the dialogue verbatim and stuff like that, but they're taking that idea. And with like professional writers there, you know, like they can take that idea and make it into something that could be even better than what he had in mind. But yeah, I
saw the commercial for what they're gonna do. You know, I'd rather see Sparky's vision. I do want to address a comment. This is rare because usually I don't look at the chat.
I love comment. I love comment addressing.
Look, I'm always
I like salad dressing too.
You see, this is why I quit the show. This is why I quit the show.
This is why I left.
There's this allegation by a user. Do I even want? Okay, so this is just I'm not going to read her name. Ryan Upchurch's ex-girlfriend had to get a restraining order also assaulted her sexually in her sleep. I actually learned some context about this, and that she had literally, even that guy Psychobabble that hates Ryan Upchurch debunked that entire comment. Her name is Pussy Fart, so I'll just address you here. So Eve, I learned this from Psychobabble, one of Ryan Upchurch's enemies. He said this woman they were dating, she went and snuck into his bed, and he's sleeping. They are officially in a relationship, a sexual relationship, and he's sleeping. He just puts his hand on her breast, and then she apparently was recording this, got up, went down to the living room, and you could go to, look, Psychobabble rap is not my thing, but one of Ryan Upchurch's greatest enemies debunked this entire story. So I just thought I'd nip that in the bud.
That's hilarious. Like you're responding to like a serious question from somebody named Pussy Fart. Yeah. Listen, Pussy Fart, in all seriousness, that is a very, very deep question. And, my childhood was a little kind of up and down, but Pussy Fart, listen, what you're breaching on is probably one of the more profound things I've come across on YouTube. Pussy Fart, I have to tell you, this fantastic job on, I'm just pointing out.
I just look, Pussy Fart and I needed to speak on facts here, okay? Maybe one day we'll talk philosophy and spirituality.
Pussy Fart. I'm just letting you know. I'm just kind of commenting on the idea.
When it comes to misinformation,
she
especially like I retracted a statement somebody sent me, and it's okay. They apologized to me. Please don't apologize, any of you. When you send me information, we find out it's the wrong information. Boom, I go live. I say it's retracted. We have new information. Boom, it's okay. Do not apologize for doing what we do, guys. We're a work in progress. Nothing's ever going to be 100% right 100% of the time, ever. So your apology, I see it, and it's okay. But that's what we do. And just like I addressed that comment, that was some bullshit, and I just had to take the moment to claim it for what it is. A restraining order. She was look. I'll Google it, but I promise you, Mrs. Fart,
Pussy Fart dropping some facts.
Mrs. Fart, it was completely debunked entirely. She literally just tried to get attention and financial gain, and made a falsified report.
I believe the proper term is vagina flatulence, is what you would.
For the username here,
Miss P Fart.
Yes, Mrs. P Fart.
I have a feeling that's not a girl. Don't get me wrong. I don't know though, but I have a feeling that that's probably a dude.
It's I don't want to just go in ham on a
Pussy Fart.
Something
a girl would say.
It's a different language, okay? It's I think that's French or something. It's I don't want to keep saying that word. It's a different channel. This is not stuck in the middle where we
actually Poussé Farte actually stands for the one with the most morals in French. So it's actually a pretty good thing.
Since you're here, do you mind if I use you?
I don't mind being used at this point.
I'm gonna show you something. Here,
let's take it from me.
Stall, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. Let's hey, we're stall. Hey, by the way, Pussy Fart. This is not a shot on you.
Stop saying her name. Just call her Queef. Call her Queef.
Queef Queen. Queef Hair. I've just seen so many brilliant names on YouTube now, like that people are taking advantage of, that are also simultaneously saying like poignant shit. And it's just like, listen, clown penis. I understand that you have a theory on the, gravity, but Cinderella Schlong actually says something a little more poignant than gorilla ass over there. So
yeah, YouTube, we got to work on our naming scheme if we want to have intellectual dialogue or make any claims. Responding to somebody named Kwafifi is maybe not the whatever. Yeah. It's your best life, live it.
Listen, poignant is poignant. It doesn't matter what their name is. I'm just saying.
What's poignant?
Poignant.
What's poignant mean?
Pussy farts.
That's what poignant means?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know.
All right. I was just checking. So, all right.
You do you.
I did not want to do this. But okay.
Dude.
Somebody, do you remember? Wait. What's going? No, I don't care about the chat. You remember that what happened here, buddy? My
We're looking
key.
at the key. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The key of keys.
Okay, because I was accused of making up that story. You remember how stupid I was when I first bought my firearm?
Yeah, you were in all respects like somebody who shouldn't have had a firearm in that time. You
I
were
mean,
too amped up to have a gun. So amped up, in fact, that you allegedly carried it everywhere.
allegedly, absolutely
Everywhere.
allegedly,
And allegedly, anywhere you would land, you'd be like, "Hey, you want to see my gun?" Like, no, we don't want to. And like, you would
I'd rack it.
Yeah, you'd pull it out at inappropriate, alleged drunk time.
Parties.
Look what I got. Check this out. Pew, 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 pew. You didn't do that, but you might as well have.
You remember how I allegedly, discharged it and almost, took out my kneecap, and I still have the alleged hole that really doesn't exist in the fucking ignition. And
I've always asked to see the floorboard hole. We never got to see that, but I do. I remember the story full and clear.
Yeah, didn't I rush over the next day to tell the story? So the episode is still there, by the way.
It's not. Remember, it's only Stuck at Night that's there. We took Stuck in the Middle episodes. You can go watch the Stuck in the Middle episodes, but you gotta pay for it, like $1.
Yeah, P. Martin's got me dead to rights. At that time, I was a liberal. No, I wasn't a liberal back then. I was
You was.
Nah, I was shaking. I was.
I don't know.
I was still arguing for Antifa at that time. Man, have I changed.
I'm just trying to rile the chat up.
Oh, that doesn't take much these days, buddy. Yeah. We got just a few hundred in here just kicking it, talking about queefafes and
sun's out, guns out. Says show us props on.
See, I definitely think I know where some of this individual's from.
Shots fired.
It is. I got it wrong when I first told the story. I said a 38, which is funny because I also once not accidentally, on purpose and stupidly put 38 ammunition inside of my 9 at the range, and luckily I was able to fire it, but I had to rack it each time to get the bullet dislodged. But it is a 9mm Smith & Wesson. It was modified in a little, it was like some way with the 2 green sights at the front. And yeah, there you go. That's what it is. People really had a smorgasbord of a day. They're like, oh, we got him there. That's impossible. Nobody gets that wrong. Ha ha ha.
You let's not gloss over the fact that you shot yourself.
Almost.
Essentially.
Allegedly.
You shot at yourself, allegedly.
Yeah. I had some,
the keys.
I had some personal demons, man. And
were the keys hanging from the ignition?
The key was in the motherfucking ignition. I was at a red light, son.
So that's what I'm saying. So the key was in the ignition. So where did the bullet hit?
Where it went in? And I guess, dude, I don't know what kind of ricochet action happens, but like this dent right here is the result of the bullet. Like that's not a straight key by any means. Maybe it's hard to see, but
no, that's not hard to see. I can definitely see it's bent. No, yeah, there you go. You go.
That's a 9mm round, and I have taken now I have my concealed carry, and I'm a responsible citizen. And completely pro Second Amendment. Okay.
Yeah. Miss Chronic Chronicles says, did you ever have any nightmares of it? Because I would totally, you would have the nightmares where you actually shot your thigh or something like that, and you bled out in the car.
I was the guy
in the drive-through or something.
Josh, I was more than happy to tell people about my dumbassery. I was so interested. Yeah, that's the kind of guy I was, which is why it was fun to be on a show, because I talked about everything. And I remember
a bigger show where you can talk about more things.
Yeah. And speaking of, it is officially my birthday. Thank you, Slim Reaper, one of my favorite people.
You don't want to have a birthday shot?
Huh? What?
A celebratory birthday shot? I'm
gonna break my rule, which was never drink on Progressive Patriot, just for the sake of a birthday shot with my brother, my mentor. And he does. Josh, you do request that the attention goes to Stuck in the Middle.
Of course, always.
YouTube.com/Stuck in the Middle, guys. Peep it. That's 3 years of content. That's it. We did the Ghost Reaper Pepper Challenge. I talked to a Nazi while I have Jewish heritage. My father is Jewish. And I'm Colombian Catholic, and then I became a Christian. And then it goes all crazy from there. And this guy tried to tell me the Holocaust didn't happen. That was a fun conversation. I will go grab the shot.
Yeah.
And then I might just.
And then you can talk while I can go grab the shot.
Okay. You first.
Yeah. No problem. So my idea right now, and this is just throwing it out there, but for Stuck in the Middle, for anybody who does care.
Who do you care?
Having Stuck at Night, the final. And there are a few people who kind of reached out who said, "Oh, I'd love to kind of help co-host or something like that." So my thought process is kind of maybe just not abandon it, but do like a farewell tour. A band. It's a band who kind of broke up, so to speak, and they're each doing their different things at the moment. But it's not like you don't want the band to go on with different people and stuff like that. So it's just like might as well go out as is, but go out with a new album, so to speak, put out some new material. Not gonna tour on it too much.
Suge Knight, go get a shot.
I'm gonna go hang Vanilla Ice by his legs real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. Jesus Christ, this guy.
YouTube.com/stuck-in-the-middle. Seriously.
YouTube.com. Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But
I'm gonna tell people about the idea while you're gone, which is perfect. All right, guys. So this I'm gonna do the shot with my boy there. So the idea that I've been constantly trying to think of, while I love the mission, the journey that we've taken, and all the information that I'll be sharing tomorrow being my birthday, the next live as soon as it is, all the info that I've been able to gather about Savannah Sandoval, and I'm sorry if I'm not saying that name right. I really would like to make that a trending thing because it's just so bizarre for a missing child to almost be a blip on the radar. And Google has one article, which somebody in the chat said, yeah, it's a video that goes straight to you. Well, when I checked on Google, it takes you to, what's her name? Lovely lady, Behind the Wall or Veils Behind the Wall, something like that. And it's her doing a video about Tony Dodge, that guy. And yeah, so, but DuckDuckGo, which I actually have open, there's multiple resources here. There's more photographs. It's like Google's like, she's not a real person. So aside from that, I also, the thing I wanted to really embark on using the platform is understanding the prevalence of human trafficking, child trafficking in our own country, this first world country where our tax dollars are supposed to go to the right places, protect the people that are most vulnerable. And just time and time again, we are failed. And I don't know how, I don't know why, or maybe I do. And remember that quote I shared? Sometimes we know everything, we just pretend we don't, so we don't go insane. So with that being said, somebody thankfully sent me a whole bunch of information about what human trafficking is like in our country. And I mean, so many facts that are alarming, statistics. It makes you sick. If anything, I'm a little grateful that tonight is the kind of night that it is. Being my birthday, I'm very surreal to me, where I get to kind of break away from the severity and how disturbing this stuff is. Go ahead. Get on over here, kiddo.
I hope people...
Voices Behind the Wall. Thank you. I apologize. Thank you. Voices Behind the Wall. I guessed it on her panel.
Briefly. I hope a few people enjoy what we did here tonight.
Yes, truly. And please, you have something on your wrist. Your wrist is a little limp there. There you go. Okay. Nobody noticed.
Oh, there's no need to.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Savannah Sandoval. Happy birthday.
Yeah. And then you're going to tell me a little bit about that. Try to hook me.
Hook you. I just did. So we'll do it another time.
Yeah, that's no problem. Happy birthday, my friend. And cheers to 5K.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Woo!
Oof. Bourbon o'clock somewhere.
Coffee. Yes, Candace, indeed. Take that shot. Pussy fart with the cheers.
Quifefe.
That. I mean, you can't get in trouble for saying
Heather B. Thank you. Yeah, no, Hey, I know. No, I mean, I don't know. I just I felt if we kept saying it, I just don't want to. I'm worried about disturbing some people, but maybe. There you go. See, he did it again. He did it again. But okay,
I did it again.
please don't. Please don't. You're gonna make me want to stay on and just listen to you go through the entire catalog of Britney Spears.
Oh, by the way, Pussy Fart says it's my legal name. So,
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah.
Mr. Is Pussy male or female? I'd like to know.
I mean, these days, who's to say, Josh?
Touche. You were saying.
I think I'm gonna wrap. Normally, it's stuck at night, stuck in the middle. YouTube.com, stuck in the middle. We'd go on for like I don't know, sometimes 4 hours, 6 hours, 2 hours.
Well, no, in the beginning there, but towards the end, we made sure we wanted to be on at 10. I'd like to be off by 11:30, 12 o'clock. So, but we didn't start until 11 here. So,
Miss Chronic Chronicles, I actually am gonna try. That's my next mission. I do very much. I know I'm still a nobody. Okay, I am in a huge ocean, and I'm a little minnow. Okay, but I would love to be able to get a hold of Savannah's family and speak to them, especially if she is in fact still missing. I just cannot find where she has ended up. Like somebody explained to me, if she's missing and she was found, that's why there's not a lot of information. But just I don't know. And there's a plethora of other girls in that very area that are also missing, and I haven't even begun to peel back the velvet rope on those cases. So
can I just say this, being with all seriousness, one of these times, again, if would love to be on again, you have me on, would love to get, even without having to plug any of the shows under, just to guess. But I love to be on one of those days when you're getting deep on something and bring I'll promise to be a little more serious, and not try to crack a joke every now and again. Tonight was a little different. I think you understand that too. Trying to, this is our first live show together since so whatever. We're gonna have a little fun tonight, break the ice. But whenever you feel is appropriate, especially during one of those times when you want to do like a deep dive on something, or you feel like just my schedule, I'm available. So I'm just throwing it out there. You want me on, let me know. But
yeah, brother,
to go with you down one of these rabbit holes one of these times, just without having to plug anything, just as somebody doing it. Just
feel free to also, if you feel like you got the itch, please go see a doctor. But after that, let me know that you're interested, and we'll see about getting you the fuck on immediately, brother.
Yeah,
it's
no
like
problem.
that. It's like that.
It's like that.
And let me address, like, I always want to remain like fucking balanced and honest. Dr. Cucumber raises a fair point. Okay, could the reason why that Tony Dodge did not cover the Sandoval? I'm so sorry. Sandoval case. Thank you, Josh. Coming in the clutch.
Well, I said it before, you thought I was joking because I said Sandoval like that. You thought I was like, listen, we're trying to be serious here. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure.
Here, I'm in the middle of a thought.
Oh, you must be joking. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Because there's literally no press about her. That is absolutely within the realm of possibility. So I do not rule out anything. I can't rule out anything until I actually find something concrete, factual, substantial. So right now I'm just proposing a question as to why. And if I hit a brick wall for a good reason and find out, I also will man up to that. So, transparency, honesty, and pooling our resources as a family is what it's all about for me. And with that being said, guys, the moniker, okay? I know it's cheesy. Get the nachos. Identify what unifies us. I see a lot of unifiers, or at least one. We care about our children. We care about our people. We want the truth. We want to speak truth to power. So that right there is the biggest unifier that I think we should care about. And if a divider happens to come up, we address it and we have a conversation. We cannot just say, you do not agree with me entirely. I hate you. That is how we stay divided, and we will fall divided. Josh, any words before I kick your ass out of here?
No. I mean, hey, thanks for having me on. Wasn't ever expecting anything. Wasn't ever going to demand anything of you. But I'm glad you came to your senses. No, but
Yeah. No, I mean, your girlfriend really helped, push
yeah,
me.
she ruined everything, dude. I was like, you're such a come on, shut.
Send my love to her, okay?
She meant no harm by it. She was, she's going through some stuff too.
I know, absolutely. So, all right.
But thank you for having me on. I'd love to do it again. YouTube.com/stuck in the middle.
In the middle.
Gonna do some final things there, and then maybe move on to a separate channel. Because I don't think, can you resurrect something like that? Like, is there?
Bama. Sorry, go ahead.
Is there resurrecting anything there? Like, can you?
My only concern is the 2 fucking strikes. But yes, I think if we put our minds to anything, Josh, especially this day and age, and I owe a lot of thanks to how I even found myself with the platform I do. But now, if ever I needed to believe that something can be accomplished if you really try, it's now. So if you really think Stuck Mill is the right place to push people and that we're going to try something with it, man, I back you 100%.
I'm about to now. So at least right now, I think that's the best place to do it. So with that said, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Good to finally see your face. Nice to see your face. Like we didn't really talk much. We talked maybe on text a little bit. We had a wild call.
It's been a wild road, man, and it's been a lot to kind of acclimate to. But no matter what, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And I hope you wouldn't either. Hope you keep on keeping on, bro. Here's the fucking 10K. Here's the 100K, huh?
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you for that. And I think I'm gonna go meet up with my lady friend at the local bar. You all have a lovely night. Thank you for continuing to support and show love. Peace out, y'all. We out.